Hello, everybody. So, sorry for the delay, little technical difficulties with Facebook, but we are here. And once again, it is story time with Teacher Cole. If you don't know me, I am Teacher Cole, the host of our story today, and I am the owner of Teacher Cole's English Corner. I have a Facebook group and I own the company with the same name. I am a private online teacher where I focus on unique and interesting learning journeys for English. So, today, our story is going to be Loudmouth George earns his allowance. Let's get started. Loudmouth George earns his allowance. Written and illustrated by Nancy Carlson. It was summer vacation, and George's mom gave him a chore to do each day. But on Monday, George was too busy playing video games to clean his room. On Tuesday, he was too busy building his fort to dust the living room. On Wednesday, George was too busy watching TV to sweep the garage. And on Thursday, he was too busy swimming to weed the garden. On Friday, George was supposed to fill the bird feeders, but Harriet called to invite him to the movies. When George asked his mom for his allowance, she said, "No allowance for the movies until you do your chores. And while I'm at the store, please watch your little brothers." After his mother left, George thought of a great idea. "I'll get my brothers to do my chores." "Hey guys, if you do my chores, I'll take you to the movies with me." "Oh boy," said his brothers. So Lars got busy cleaning George's room, and Tim got busy dusting the living room. Danny got busy sweeping the garage, and Tony got busy weeding the garden. "Boy, are my brothers suckers. After doing all my chores, they'll be way too tired to go to the movies," laughed George. Ha ha. George was just about to relax when Mikey asked, "What should I do?" "You can fill those feeders," said George. But Mikey climbed to the top of the tree and got stuck. So George had to climb way up high and help him down. As George was filling the feeder, Danny said, "Oops!" and spilled a little paint in the garage. So George had to clean up the paint and sweep the garage. When George was finished, Tim said, "I'm all done dusting." "Oh no," said George. "The living room is a mess." So George had to finish the dusting and clean up the living room. Just as George finished dusting, Tony said, "Look, I pulled out all the weeds." "Oh no," cried George. "Those aren't weeds. They're flowers." So George had to replant the flowers and pull out the weeds. After George was done weeding, Lars said, "Your room is all clean." But when George saw his room, he said, "It's worse than before." While George cleaned up his room, his brothers made a mess in the kitchen. And Mikey found a chocolate bar. Poor George. So George had to clean the kitchen and give Mikey a bath. When George was finally finished, his mother came home and said, "I see all of your chores are done, and you even gave Mikey a bath." Then she reached into her purse and said, "Good job, George. Here's your allowance for the movies." When Harriet came to pick him up for the movies, George said, "I'm way too tired to go." But his brothers said, "We're not." And off they went to the movies, while George took a long nap. So, this is the end of our story today. What lesson do you think George learned? Do you have chores? Do you do them right away? Or do you wait like George does? Do you think it was smart of George to wait? These are some questions you can think about and come up with some answers. Well, once again, this has been Storytime with Teacher Cole. I'll see you next week for another wonderful and amazing story. As always, feel free to join me on my group, Teacher Cole's English Corner, or visit my website as well, teachercolesenglishcorner.com. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.